Yo, what up? Welcome to Mo Boxing No Problem. I'm Jose Martinez Jr. and I'm joined by my co-host Brianna from Brianna Sports. And we got a special guest with us today. We got pro boxer Cayden Griffiths. How's it going, Cayden?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for making the time during fight week for the interview.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. Well, first question we got for you, Cayden. I'm sure you get asked this all the time. Um, what age did you start boxing, and what got you into boxing?
I started training just kind of here and there at like age 4. My dad kind of taught me the ropes, kind of just how to throw a basic 1-2, and then over time, I just kind of fell more and more in love with it. And then once we moved out here from Pennsylvania, um, we found a like a community center, and they had like a boxing gym and stuff like that. And I went in there on the first day and sparred, and kind of just fell in love with it. But no, ever since then, it's just kind of been, an upward progress.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. And then could you tell me more about your amateur career and what were your major accomplishments from those days?
I had a few national titles when I was a little bit younger. Towards the end of my amateur career, I didn't really get to make it to the finals and stuff like that. There was a lot of, I want to say, BS decisions that didn't go my way. And I won't get into those too much, but some big names, especially in prospect boxing nowadays, I think I should have beat him a few times, but it is what it is. But no, I mean, I had a pretty good amateur career. I had a few national titles, a few junior Olympic silver medals. I won SoCal State, I think 5 or 6 times. So I still did good in the amateurs, just not as well as some of these other guys.
Awesome. And then, Cayden, I think another name you're talking about because that's the name that stood out when I was looking at your box rec and your amateur career, and it was Carmel Moden. So I saw
Yeah,
that
unfortunately,
so you fought him twice. What
three
can you tell us?
times.
3 times actually. What can you tell us about those
Yeah.
those fights? Were they just competitive fights that just didn't go your way?
Well, I mean, I'll say this. The first fight, we were like 11 or 12, and it was at Junior Golden Gloves in Nevada. And I'll give it to him. He beat me on that one. But then I wound up fighting him again at Gene Lewis in Arizona, I think maybe a year or two later. And I had one arm. Like I had a torn ligament in my elbow, and I still think, I actually have the video. I've been waiting to like post it at the right time, but at the same time, I'm also like 12, so it doesn't really make a difference. But no, I thought I beat him pretty clearly there. And then we fought most recently in 2021 at Nationals in Shreveport. And I think I beat him. It was a close fight, I'll say that. But the judges' scorecards definitely didn't reflect that. Not a single judge gave me a single round. When the first round, he didn't touch me like once. Like I literally boxed his head off. And no, it's all right. I mean, it's amateurs, and maybe in the pros, if he gains some weight, we can run it back. But for the time being, he's at like 130, 135. I'm 147, so not really worth the conversation at this point.
Oh, agreed. A few comments we got here. Skywalker Boxing Media says salute Jose and Caden. Salute Skywalker. And
A
then
little
we
bit.
got David Sports and Tune says, "What up, champ? Another win by knockout.
God willing, God willing.
Oh, and a viral knockout. Yeah,
Hmm. All
Be
right.
safe.
And then, yeah. And then how was it training with the Diaz brothers, Joe and Antonio?
Oh no, it's great. I think I was talking to some of the Golden Boy guys that came to the gym a few weeks ago, and they asked me the same thing, and I was just telling them like it's a whole different dynamic than most gyms. You go into other gyms and kind of everybody does their own thing, and like it's just kind of like not really a family bond. Now with me and my team, even though we all come from different backgrounds and different, basically everything, we all try to help each other, like for each other's brothers and family. So from MJ Akhmadaliev to Israel Madrimov to Manuel Flores to Grant Flores to me. I mean, none of us had the same lifestyle, but we're all kind of the same family when we get to the gym. So it's definitely really cool.
That's nice.
and then Caden, you made your pro debut back in June of 2024 in Indio, California. Tell us about your emotions heading into your pro debut. Were there any nerves?
Honestly, no, I was talking to my dad about that a few days ago because, you know, in the amateurs, I used to get nervous all the time. Like before every fight, I would feel like my heart was gonna explode. And I think there was so much built up frustration. I had like 9 fight dates fall through for my debut. I was supposed to debut in September of 2023, and I winded up not debuting until June. So at that point, I was just fed up and ready to get in there. So no, I haven't been nervous before any pro fight so far. Gonna knock on wood for that. But no, it's been great. I just felt ready. Like I remember walking out, and I remember every like minute of it. Like it was just calm. It felt like a sparring session. Um, but just crazy, like crazy atmosphere, crazy emotions just kind of flooding in all at once. But it was really cool, and ever since then it's just been pretty much the same. Like every time I would go out there, it's no nerves, just complete focus, just dialed in.
Great. And then you signed with Golden Boy in March of this year. What were the main reasons why you wanted to sign with them?
I feel like they took a lot of interest in me. We had some other companies reach out as well, but with Golden Boy having, kind of a foot in here at the Valley, and they have some of my teammates already signed and stuff like that. So I know that they take care of their fighters. And since I've been signed, even since before I've been signed, like back when I made my debut, everybody was really warm and welcoming and treated me as one of their own. So just having that kind of that family connection with a promotion company that's gonna try to catapult your career, I feel like it's really a good kind of space to have behind you.
Then sports and student sense, Cayden is the new golden boy. Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Not yet, not
Uh,
yet.
on the way. On the way. Um, Cayden, I want to ask you about your fight in Cancun, Mexico, on the Cepeda Farmer 2 card. That pretty much happened on the same time as the announcement of your signing with Golden Boy. What was it like fighting in Cancun?
It was different, man. I actually wasn't supposed to fight there originally. I was actually supposed to fight on the Flores Leyva undercard here at Fantasy Springs on the March 6th, a few weeks earlier. And my opponent came in the day of weigh-ins and couldn't pass medicals. So I reached out to Oscar. Oh, actually, Oscar reached out to me and he said, "Don't worry, we're going to get you on a show right away." And with him and Eric, they came up with a great idea to put me on the Zepeda card. And we went down there, and I wasn't able to make it on TV, which was kind of a bummer. But no, we got a good experience. It was really cool to fight in a different, kind of area, different, scene. And no, man, it was awesome. I fought a really tough opponent. I feel like a lot of people would have really liked to watch that fight. But no, it was a great experience. Definitely gave me some rounds, gave me my toughest fight so far. But no, he was a tough guy, and he actually just won his fight. He just fought again, like I think last week, and won. So good for him.
Good for him. Yeah, and you definitely made I'm sure, make some fans from that performance.
Yeah, I think they hated me when it first happened, but no, it definitely helped boost my following. I think on my Instagram, I gained like 15,000 followers just from that video.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, it definitely helped skyrocket a little bit of my Instagram base. But no, it was really cool, and just getting that opportunity to fight on that big of a card in Mexico, and you know somewhat gain some support of the Mexican fans. I have Antonio and Joel uh, backing me as well, so that definitely helps with the Latino population in boxing. But no, I'm looking forward to expanding that more, especially with my style. I feel like I have a pretty explosive come forward style, so I feel like a lot of not just Mexican fans, but a lot of boxing fans in general will like to see that.
Yep, absolutely. And then a comment here from Sports and Students says, does Caden know Chewy Beltran?
Yeah, I just saw him earlier today, actually.
There you go.
All right. And then your next fight is this Thursday, the 24th, at the Fantasy Springs Casino Resort in Indio. What can fans expect to see you when you fight that day?
I mean, it is a tougher opponent. The guy I'm fighting is 18-5 from Costa Rica. He's a journeyman. He's a veteran. He knows how to get in there. He's probably the most experienced fighter that I've fought to date. Um, Grant, my teammate Grant, had actually fought him back in January, and it was good. So I'm looking forward to getting in there. I mean, I'm not going to promise anything. I think you have to judge a fighter based off the first round. Like when you get in there, I'm not going to really speak too much on what I think is going to happen, but all I know is that he's a game opponent, and I'm going to have to be on my A game. But I think I should do pretty well, and if I do everything that I'm supposed to do, God willing, I'll walk out of there with another highlight reel.
And Kaden, not overlooking your opponent at all, but is there dream opponent you have in mind for the future that you like to share the ring with one day?
Everybody. No, I
Everybody,
mean,
all the champs.
I don't really. I don't really focus on future opponents. I know all I know is that I just want to fight the best. You know, whoever the best is when I get up there, um, that's all it is. I mean, half the guys that are at the top of my division right now, they're probably going to be retired by the time that I make the rankings in the top 10. So one thing I noticed, I was talking to some other guys who are pretty high up in the rankings, and they said like, dude, it's literally just fighting like the same kids you grew up with. Like everybody kind of just goes the same path, and once you get to the top, you're just fighting the same guys that you used to fight in nationals. And if that's the case, then I'm really excited because I know a lot of those fighters are really good fighters, and I know it's great fights that the fans would love to see. At the end of the day, that's what I am. I'm an entertainer. So yeah, if time comes and I have to fight some pretty tough guys from from before in the amateurs, I'm down to do it. Whoever wants it can get it.
All right, perfect. And then what is your dream venue to headline someday?
Ooh. Um, I'll tell you what. I was at the Bivol Canelo fight a few years back, and that venue was pretty much ridiculous. Like it was packed, and it just seemed like unreal. Like that many people actually came to show support for the fighters and stuff like that. So I haven't really been to too many big events like that, but yeah, probably T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. That would definitely be a dream come true. Um, Packed out house, that would just be amazing. But yeah, that's probably it.
And Kaden, at what weight class do you see yourself winning your first world title?
Hopefully 147. I was talking to my manager the other day, and he was talking to Golden Boy, and they said that they're going to try to push for a junior title somewhat soon. So that'd be really cool to get myself out there and start moving up the ranks a little bit. But we're in no rush right now. I'm only 19. I just turned 19, so I still have a lot of time to develop and get bigger and stronger. But I think we're gonna stick at 147 for as long as we can. But eventually, I'll probably have to move up to 154 as I expand and grow a little bit more. But no, hopefully we can win them both. Hopefully, I win a world title at friggin' 147, and then get the opportunity to move up and challenge for another world title.
Multi-division with the goal.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, perfect. And then who is the hardest puncher you've been in the ring with, either in sparring or in a fight?
MJ Akhmadaliev, to this day, still one of the hardest hitters ever. It doesn't make sense because the dude weighs 122 pounds, but dude hits like a middleweight. I'm not even kidding. Like I've been in there with middleweights and stuff like that, and it hurts. Like even if hitting your arms and stuff like that, like you feel it. If he hits your elbow, like you still get the wind knocked out of you. It's ridiculous. So everybody's kind of counting him out with Inoue and saying that, oh, Tapala's beat him, blah blah blah. Does not matter. If he connects on Inoue, he is going to sleep. You can timestamp that. You can quote me on it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say MJ is a small weight class, so for him to kind of be the one the hardest puncher, that says a lot.
No, it's ridiculous. Like it's not even cool at this point.
And then a question from Dom, talking about MJ. Do you think MJ is gonna beat anyway?
I do. I think here's the thing. Non-biased opinion. I love MJ more than anything. That guy's my brother. If Inoue can kind of take his punch and get up, he's gonna find a way to adapt. If MJ can adapt with him, I see Inoue taking it to the scorecards. But I don't see Inoue being able to take his punch. I really don't. Because I know how it feels when I get hit by him. And I haven't sparred him in like over a year. I think I was 135, 140 the last time I sparred him. So that was definitely a while ago. But I remember even then, like it still hurt, and I just don't see another 122 pounder that isn't even really a natural 122 pounder. He's coming up in weight from what he started at 108.
I
So
think
he's
so.
definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a smaller guy, and MJ can pack a punch. Anybody that he's fought or anybody that he's sparred with will tell you the same thing.
So, and then Cayden, you have power yourself. All five of your pro wins have been by KO so far. Where does the power come from? Is that something you're kind of working on in the gym?
No, that's my mom's genetics. No, I don't know, man. I feel like when I was little, I always tried to hit hard. I just didn't really have it yet. Um, I always kind of grew up watching Triple G and Mike Tyson, and obviously those are big power punchers. So I feel like kind of the more you practice something, the more you kind of adapt and kind of learn how to do it. Um, I don't know though. Over the past like year and a half, I've definitely noticed just a big increase in power, just technique and just certain way that I do things. Like there's a lot of people that tell you you need to shift or you need to pivot your foot, and a lot of the stuff that I do, it isn't really technically sound, but it works for me. And I think that's how it is for a lot of fighters, like especially Ryan Garcia. Fundamentally, any boxing fan will tell you it's not the best, but I mean, the dude has a left hook of hell, so can't really critique him too much, right?
Right.
Mhm. Yep. All right. And then who is your number one pound for pound fighter today?
I gotta say, Inoue. Um, Hopefully it's MJ by the time September comes around. But no, what Inoue's done, he's definitely a role model. I think Usyk and Inoue are really close together. I just give Inoue the edge because he's cleared more divisions, and I feel like he's fought tougher opposition. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not taking anything away from the guys that Usyk has fought. I just think that today's heavyweights and cruiserweights aren't really that skilled. I think that Tyson Fury is just a big guy that was able to kind of dictate the ring just based off size. Whereas Inoue has fought Stephen Fulton, he's fought the guy that beat MJ Tapales, he's fought, Nonito Donaire, he's fought, all these guys, and he's just absolutely smashed them to pieces. So, um, yeah, that's why I give him the edge.
And then Dom pretty much read my mind with the next question. She wants to know Canelo versus Crawford. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I genuinely think it's one of the most decisively 50-50 fights that we've seen in a while. Here's the thing: if Crawford can just outpoint him and just kind of box around him and just pick his shots, I think he takes a decision. But I think Canelo might just be able to walk him down, just kind of take his punch. Because I mean, let's be real here: Crawford's not going to hurt Canelo. There's no way that Crawford's going to be able to catch him with something that he hasn't seen before. He's been in the ring with Triple G. He's been in the ring with freaking big guys. I highly doubt a guy moving up from 154, who's not even really a 154 pounder, is going to be able to jump two weight divisions and hurt, the guy who has pretty much the greatest chin in boxing. So I give the edge to Canelo just because he's fought movers before in Caleb Plant and he's been able to catch them and ultimately finish the fight. But no, it just comes down to however the fight goes on fight night. If he boxes, Crawford wins. If Canelo can just cut off the ring, I think I think he takes it.
Yep. So you want to ask the next one, Brianna?
Oh, yeah. What are some of your inspirations inside or outside of boxing that have helped make you into the person that you are today? I know you kind of went over it a little bit, but just going a little more into depth, I guess.
Um, Honestly, it's really all I've known. Like, I don't know. I grew up wanting to play soccer, and I was good at it. It's just ever since like I dedicated myself to boxing, there's never been really anything else. I missed a lot of things in my childhood because of boxing, and it got to the point where it was just boxing, sleep, eat, and repeat. Like it was never like, oh, I'm gonna do this for this year. I'm gonna play football or I'm gonna play soccer. I'm gonna take a year off. There was never a break. There was never anything really. It was just boxing, and that's it. So. Um, that was definitely something that I had to work through. It was hard in the beginning when I didn't really love it yet. Um, I had really good motivation for like the first few years, and then there was a midpoint around I think 11 or 12 where I was kind of just burnt out, and I just didn't really feel it, and it was a lot of it was just overtraining and stuff like that, but then I realized, like, you know what, this is for real. Like, I'm gonna wind up making this a career one day. I got to take it serious. And ever since then, like, I haven't had a struggle with motivation since. I've been in the gym pretty much 6 days a week, sometimes seven. We're always doing something to better myself as physically, and it's just been a really amazing journey. And like, I can't wait to see what the future holds, man. Because I'm still young. I still have more than 10 years left to really make something of myself in the sport. So I'm excited.
Well said. And Cayden, do you have any interests outside of boxing that you enjoy doing?
Um, I play guitar. Uh,
Oh,
It's
nice.
kind of it's kind of it. Like, I come home, it's either that or stare at the wall. So, um, yeah, I dabble. I'm not like really great or anything, but I taught myself pretty much. So, it's just more just to pass the time and stay busy. But definitely
You
helps
ever?
if like somebody's like, "Oh, you play?" I dabble a little bit. It's like, yeah, I don't know. But other than that, no, I don't play video games really. I don't really watch a lot of TV. If I do, it's more like every once in a while if like a TV show that I like watching comes out. But I don't like just binge watch like random movies and stuff like that.
And I know Virgil Ortiz also plays guitar. Have you played with him? Thought about making a band?
No, yeah. There's definitely been a few DMs exchanged like, "Hey man, you should check this out if you like playing guitar." But no, honestly, he's on a whole different level, man. He's legit. But no, my strength and conditioning coach makes fun of me all the time. He's like, "Dude, you're just trying to be like Virgil Ortiz." No, but no, he's definitely a cool dude. I used to train with him years ago, when I was like, geez, I think 11. He was still training with Joel Diaz before he moved to Robert Garcia's. But no, he's a really solid guy. We keep in contact. No, I'm really happy for him, man. He's making big noise in the sport. So,
It's good to hear.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and then what is the best piece of advice that you would give to someone that wants to get into the career of boxing?
Just be consistent. I know that's super cliche, but like, anybody that sticks with it long enough is going to make progress. I think the hardest part is getting through that beginner stage. In the beginning, everybody starts out the same, just not really experienced. They might get their butt kicked in sparring a few times and say, you know what, this isn't for me. But one thing that people don't realize is those butt kickings that you get in sparring are what help you grow. MJ gave me a fair share of mine, and that formed me into the fighter I am today. Some of the other Uzbeks have, you know, whipped me across the ring, but it all helped me become the fighter I am. So, just showing up to the gym, listening to your coaches, just make sure that you have a team that's right for you. That's the biggest thing, man. So as long as you stay consistent and just keep working hard, you're gonna see progress.
Sweet. And I got one last question, but Brianna, do you have any more for Cayden before we wrap
No,
up?
he went over pretty much everything that I would have asked. So yeah.
That's perfect. All right. Well, Cayden, the final question I got for you. It's not really a question now. It's just opening up the floor to you. What's a message you want to send to your fans and supporters?
I want to thank everybody, man. Without you guys, my career wouldn't be where it's at. We're still in the early stages, so you guys are all day ones to me. So I want to thank everybody for the support. I want to thank you for the continued support. Um, I want to thank everybody for just tuning in, man. It's been a great ride so far, and it's only going to get better. And I'm happy to be in the position that I'm in with everybody around me, and you guys are a part of that. I consider you guys a part of my team.
Great message. And yeah, I mean, it's been truly amazing to be able to see you, grow. I think we've been following you since your pro debut. And it's just been getting better every performance. If you are not following Cayden yet, his Instagram is here at the bottom banner. It's at Cayden Griffiths. Make sure you tap in now. It's a perfect time to follow, and that way you don't miss any updates in his boxing career. And outside of that, tune in Thursday live on the Zone. It's going to be another great performance.
Sir, thank you guys so much, man. It means a ton.
Anytime, Cayden. All right, well, take care. Thanks so much again.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.